ASMR video. Now, it's been an absolutely beautiful day today. Really hot, but nice unexpectedly. Because usually it's like really hot here and suffocating and horrible, but it's got more of a sort of a broad sort of thing, you know. But now is the darkness, and I thought I would have a little kind of creepy movie story for you. The first movie I'm going to talk about tonight, in this dark, stormy filled room, is The Exorcist. Now, we've all seen The Exorcist, right? Brilliant movie, but here's something you may not know, and that is when Reagan is having that procedure done in hospital, like the sort of brain scan or MRI scan. Now, if you watch the movie closely, you'll see that there's a technician there, or, you know, nurse, who, you know, talks to Reagan and helps her on the table and stuff. And that's all he does in the film. And apparently he was a real nurse or technician, whatever. So, I mean, that was that. But it turns out that he actually was a serial killer. Yeah, he was a serial killer. And he appears in the movie The Exorcist. Another creepy story behind the scenes or whatever involving movies is The Wizard of Oz. Now, you probably know there's a lot of Wizard of Oz sort of dark stories from like the making of it, you know, that the witch got seriously burned, you know, that the Tin Man had like an allergic reaction to the paint because it had like aluminium in it, or aluminum if you're American. Yeah, but one thing that came up, I say recently, it's been a long time now really, if I'm honest, and that is the hanging munchkin. Now, this emerged, if that's the right word, years ago, and someone claimed that on the very early VHS copies of The Wizard of Oz, you can clearly see a munchkin hanging in the background. Now, as you can see, they're singing "We're Off to See the Wizard," and there is someone hanging in the background from a tree, and the story of it, story behind it, is that it was one of female actresses, and hung himself there and then, and that was the sort of legend behind it. Now, was this true? Not this time. Someone had actually done it. What's originally there is like a flamingo or pelican or some bird that's there. But what happened is this guy had sort of, tampered with it or photoshopped it or whatever, and it then sort of started snowballing, and all of a sudden you started having people coming forward going, oh no, I've got that on my VHS copy and everything else. I'll probably get comments saying I've got it on my VHS copy, but you haven't really. It wasn't real, but still a good story nevertheless. Now the last one, it's very, very mysterious. This was in the movie The Basketball Diaries. Now The Basketball Diaries is a movie that starred, amongst other people, you had Mark Wahlberg and Leo DiCaprio. It was one of their very, very early films. They're very young. But there's one scene where they go to this cliff, and there's a bridge in the background. Now, it's very difficult to see, but bear with me. What happens is Mark Wahlberg carries up all their clothes, because they take off all their clothes, and the plan is to go up on this cliff and jump off into the water, the river below. So Mark Wahlberg has all the clothes in a trash liner or bin bag. I don't know what you'd call them in America. Trash bag. Whatever. And he sort of swings it. He goes, I'm carrying it up, I'm not carrying it down. And he throws it over the side of this cliff. And it's the river, the water. Well, if you look closely, just as Mark Wahlberg is looking over the side of the cliff, in the background you see something fall from the bridge. Did you not see it? I'll show you it again in slow motion and zoom in on it. Right there. Now, a lot of people said that someone actually jumped off the bridge. But apparently, if you look into it, there was nothing sort of found to back that up. Nothing had happened in the area. But what is it that actually drops from that bridge? A lot of people say it was like a trash bag, like what Mark throws off of it. But very strange indeed. No one ever really found out what it was exactly. I mean, if it was someone who threw a sort of garbage bag over the bridge at that exact same moment, it's kind of weird, isn't it? if you'd like more videos, more creepy stories on a stormy night where I can actually tell you a whole story, let me know. Maybe you'd like me to do both. If you do, let me know. And I will do it. I will be back with a lot more videos, so stay tuned. And what I will do now is leave you with this thunderstorm to help you now relax, so don't have nightmares, and I will see you very soon.